So today I want to talk about trusting God and God's timing. Actually, a lot of my testimony touches on trust and touches on God's timing. It's perfect timing, but this was something that I was going through early on. My wife had lost her job, like I'd mentioned, and I was back in school. And because of the financial strain of us trying to sell our house, once we sold the house, we felt like it would be wise to move in with family. Okay, I moved back home with my parents at the age of 44. It's only for a short time. We were thinking a few months. So what would it hurt? Little did we know that God had other plans. He was going to work on our faith and our trust in Him and reveal that His timing is perfect and that His ways are definitely not our ways and that we should put our trust in Him. And I'm going to share with you exactly how that went for us. So a few months turned into a year and a half of living in my childhood home. My wife and I shared my old room that I grew up in. It's probably 12 by 12. We had our bed, a dresser with a TV on it, and 2 end tables. That was it. And we shared that space, and that's where we were most of the time. The only internet offered was DSL. That was a little bit better than dial-up, if y'all remember what that is. Our son's in the next bedroom, my sister's old room. He's trying to play his PlayStation and can't because he doesn't have any internet. It's lagging, so he's irritating. Looking back, it's almost comical. At the time, you're angry. At the time, you're frustrated. And at the time, you're questioning God. Why would you not allow us to find a house? Our credit's very good. We have a down payment. We have very little debt. There are plenty of houses for sale. Why can we not find anything? Every time we go look at a house, something would fall through. Someone would put in a higher offer. We submit an offer, and then my wife and I would think about it, go, should we really move out there? Is that where we want to be? And we'd be convicted, no. So we would back away from that. But this one particular time, I'm laying in our bed in my old room that I grew up in, and I'm thinking, what is going on here? Why am I in this place at this particular time in my life? I'm middle-aged. I want my own house. I want my own space. I want to spend time with my family, with my wife and my son. I don't feel like this is where we need to be. And pride set in. I'm thinking, I'm better than this, and that this is ridiculous. God, what are you doing? Why are you allowing this to happen? There's no reason why we shouldn't have a house. And that started to really beat me down. Started to get angry, frustrated, and began to question God and His timing and His reasoning. And about that time, we'd looked at probably 10, 15 houses, and this house comes up online, and it's everything we want except 2 things. We told ourselves we'd never buy another 2-story, and we wanted a small yard, but we didn't want absolutely no yard. And this was a 2-story with 0 yard. But the house was nice. It was brand new, but it had been sitting for 3 years. No one had bought it. It was a really nice neighborhood off of the main street that we wanted to live on, but there was a development going in next door right behind the house, and they had scalped everything. It looked bad, and you could see it from the back door, but we overlooked that. It's everything we want, except it is a 2-story, but I overlooked that, and there's no yard. I overlooked that too. Oh yeah, and I want a 3-car garage, and it's a 2-car garage. So we were praying about it, and we thought, this is it. This is the one. God saved this house. It's been sitting for 3 years. It's for us. So we submit an offer. Well, we go back and forth negotiating, and someone comes in and submits a higher offer, and they get the house. And we're thinking, what is going on? What is the deal? And at that point, I was so frustrated and so angry. I just told God, again, I'm done. There's nothing I can do about this. We have everything we need to buy a house, but we can't buy a house. Take this burden. Take it from me. Take the anger, the frustration, the lack of peace. Take it all, because I can't deal with it anymore. There's nothing I can do about this. In my mind, I was hopeless. And in my wife's mind, we were just hopeless. We're like, what are we going to do? A few weeks later, house comes on the market, and my wife wants to go see it. It's off the same main road as this last house, which is where we want to be. So we go out and look at it, and as soon as we walk in my mind, I'm thinking, no, this is not what we want. It didn't have the finishes I wanted. There were just things that were on our list that wasn't there, but she liked it. She wanted it. I could tell she wanted to make an offer. And so we get in the car to leave, and she tells me, what do you think? And I said, no, I don't like it. That would be settling. We don't want to settle. And you can imagine the reaction. It wasn't good. But as we're driving out of the neighborhood, we noticed new construction. And so we kind of drive around and look, and there's probably, 8 or 9 lots left. And there's a few that are already started. My wife, is anxious, so she reaches out to the builder and tells the sales lady we're looking for 1 story. She tells us, I have 1 left that you might be interested in. So she sends over the plan that we take a look at all the features and the finishes, and it's exactly what we wanted. Right down to the door size. That probably sounds really dumb to you, but our last house had 8-foot doors, and I wanted 8-foot doors again, and this house had 8-foot doors. 3-car garage, 1 story, office, small yard, but a yard. We go meet with the sales lady, we look it over, we make an offer, they accept. Come to find out, this house, the only thing that had been done was a slab, and the buyer had busted out. We could choose whatever we wanted. We could choose countertops, flooring, whatever. Perfect timing. None of this was ready when we sold our house. This house wasn't being built. The lot hadn't been cleared, nothing. So it wouldn't have worked out. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, it wouldn't have worked out. A year ago. So through it all, I explained the frustrations and things. Those were small and minor, but at the time you're living it. You're living this life, and you're thinking, God, I deserve better things than this. My family deserves a house. We deserve our own space. And that's pride. That's pride coming in. And you're lacking trust. I was lacking true trust in Him that He would provide it in His perfect timing. That created a lot of turmoil, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. And now looking back, my wife and I talk about it now, and it wasn't bad living with my family, obviously it wasn't. But I was so focused on myself and my wants. My wife the same. We were so focused on us and ourselves that we didn't take the time to enjoy the way we should have, the way we could have. God bless us with that time to kind of just slow down, relax, to be without carrying a mortgage. We didn't even view it that way. We viewed it as a burden. He revealed to us, throughout this experience that, hey, I'm here with you, always. And I hear you. I hear your complaints, and I hear your request. But just hold on. Just wait. I'm already ahead of you, and I already know what I have for you. But just be obedient and trust me, and I'll provide what you need when you need it. He showed us that it's not about you. Look to me, meaning Him, and He will provide. God answered throughout the whole time. He answered with, wait, it's not time yet. So there was an answer there. Not the answer I wanted, but it was there. He was answering. Just hold on. Your house isn't ready yet, but it will be. And then He provided the house. And He said, see, now here's the house. It's everything you wanted. And you're willing to settle. You're willing to settle on a 2-story. You're willing to settle with no yard. You're willing to settle in a neighborhood that is probably going to be devalued by the neighborhood next door. But you're willing to settle. But I said, hold on. Just wait. I've got something better for you. He has something better for us. We always prayed before we went to a house and said, look, please help us not make a mistake. We don't want to buy the wrong house. Yet we were so blind and so frustrated. We'd say, we don't want to buy the wrong house. Your will be done. And then we get mad when our will wasn't done. But isn't that what we all do? We say, God, your will be done. And then His will's done, and we're going, what are you doing? This isn't what I want. That's not how it works. We have to trust in Him, trust in His timing, and He will provide always. So if you're struggling with, having faith, trusting God, and thinking, I don't even believe He's real, He never hears me, He never listens to me, He never does what I ask. Maybe He's telling you to wait. Maybe He's working on your patience like He was working on mine. And I'm just going to tell you to continue to pray, continue to move close to Him. He's there, and He's listening. He will always answer your prayer. It may not be the way you want, it may not be in your timing, but it'll be in His timing. The Bible says His ways aren't our ways. We have to trust in Him. Again, if you got anything out of this, please subscribe. I've got more content will be coming, and it's a humbling experience doing this, so I appreciate anyone who watches. Thanks.